Namaskar, good evening. You are watching Rajya Sabha television. I am Smriti Rastogi with News Tonight. Let's begin the bulletin with the top headlines. NSG commandos arrive in Kashmir Valley for anti-terror operations. Governor N.N. Vohra calls all-party meeting on Friday to discuss the situation in the state. Multi-agency group including the Reserve Bank and Tax Department looking into fresh revelations in the Panama paper leaks, says Finance Ministry. Media reports reveal 12,000 fresh documents linked to Indians whose names did not appear in the 2016 leak. Yoga, a powerful unifying force in the strife-torn world, says Prime Minister Narendra Modi at the Yoga Day event in Dehradun. President leads Yoga Day celebrations in Suriname. Vice President calls for including yoga in school curriculum to create a healthy nation. Farm loan waiver not a permanent solution, says Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu, emphasizes on strengthening 4 I's: irrigation, infrastructure, investment and insurance for development of the farm sector. And in FIFA World Cup match between Australia and Denmark ends in a draw. Denmark on course to qualify for last 16 along with France from Group C. First, all the yoga news on the International Yoga Day celebrations. Prime Minister Narendra Modi led the celebrations of the 4th edition of the International Yoga Day in Dehradun. Prime Minister Modi asserted that yoga has become one of the biggest mass movements in the world. He also said that yoga has emerged as one of the most unifying forces globally.
माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी की पहल पर आज पूरा विश्व उससे जुड़ चुका है.
More than 50,000 yoga enthusiasts led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi performed various asanas on the 4th International Yoga Day at Dehradun's Forest Research Institute. PM Modi said that the world has embraced yoga in a quest for a healthy life. He also stressed that instead of dividing, yoga unites.
The way to lead a calm, creative and content life is yoga. It can show the way in defeating tensions and mindless anxiety. Instead of dividing yoga, yoga always unites. Instead of further animosity, yoga assimilates. Instead of increased suffering, yoga heals.
Prime Minister Modi also exuded confidence that yoga presents a ray of hope for the future of the world and that the demand for trained yoga instructors is likely to surge.
More people practicing yoga means the world needs more people to teach it. Over the last 3 years, many individuals are teaching yoga. New institutions are being set up, and even technology is connecting people to yoga. I urge you all to build on this momentum in the times to come. May this Yoga Day become an opportunity to deepen our connect with yoga and motivate people around us to practice it.
विश्वास के साथ थोड़ी देर के लिए
Yoga enthusiasts from more than 50 countries participated in the event and vowed to further the cause of yoga and wellness.
श्वास छोड़ते हुए दाई हाथ से दाई एड़ी
I came here to do the training course to be a teacher. and I feel really happy. I like a lot. I enjoy it so much, and I feel pity for to have to come back to my country. I like India.
I loved it. I loved sharing the energy with everybody and the whole atmosphere and the sunshine on my face. Magical.
I'm inspired and privileged to be here, not just with my new friends that I've made, but with our teacher, Azad, from Rajya school in Rishikesh. A really special moment and memories created today.
The young yoga enthusiast thanked Prime Minister Modi for popularizing the ancient Indian practice. India's yogic culture has spread worldwide since Swami Vivekananda opened it to the world in Chicago in 1893. And after Prime Minister Narendra Modi proposed the idea, the United Nations General Assembly adopted an India-led resolution declaring 21st of June as International Yoga Day.
The fourth edition of International Yoga Day in Dehradun culminated with grand success, with thousands of yoga enthusiasts led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi giving a meaningful message to the world that yoga stands for 3H: health, harmony and happiness. Reporting from Dehradun with camera person Saroj, I'm Kriti Mishra for Rajya Sabha Television.
Meanwhile, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu has emphasized on the need to include yoga in the school curriculum in order to create a healthy nation. Participating in a yoga event in Mumbai, the Vice President said that the ancient Indian discipline is an invaluable gift to the world from India. He stressed that the time has come to introduce yoga as a part of school curriculum so that India becomes a nation of healthy and happy people in the coming years. Outlining the importance of yoga in daily life, the Vice President urged people to make yoga a part of their daily routine to fight modern-day health problems.
I feel as part of the school syllabus, state governments and central government must focus their attention on this important aspect so that India becomes a nation of healthy and happy people in the coming years. A healthy nation can become a wealthy nation, but there is no guarantee a wealthy nation will become a healthy nation. So keeping that in mind, our ancestors told us that Arogyame Mahabhagyam. Arogya means health. So health is wealth. So let us focus our attention on this in the coming days and try to benefit from the same and then spread it among the people.
And nearly 5,000 events were held across the country to mark the fourth edition of International Yoga Day. President Ram Nath Kovind led the Yoga Day celebrations along with his Surinamese counterpart in Suriname. External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj participated in the yoga event in Brussels. Several union ministers and leaders too took part in the celebrations across the country to mark the ancient Indian practice.
President Ram Nath Kovind celebrating the International Yoga Day with the President of Suriname, performing yoga asans in the Surinamese capital Paramaribo. This was the first time that heads of the two countries together participated in the International Day of Yoga. On the last leg of a four-nation tour, External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj joined the celebrations at the Yehudi Menuhin space in the European Parliament in Brussels. Back home in the national capital, the celebrations took place at several venues, from the sprawling Rajpath to the lawns of the Red Fort to several other parks and gardens in Delhi. Union Minister Harshvardhan, Delhi Lieutenant Governor Anil Baijal and senior BJP leader Meenakshi Lekhi took part in the celebrations.
योग तंत्र के द्वारा और योगा के अभ्यास के द्वारा हम सबको एक शांति, एक ऊर्जा मिलती है और अपने परिवार को भी हम लोग इससे जोड़ लें, अपने समाज को भी इससे जोड़ लें और देश भर को ये एक दिन मिलता है इस प्रकार से मिलजुल कर एकदम सामूहिक तौर से योगा करने के लिए.
Union Home Minister Rajnath Singh, Uttar Pradesh Governor Ram Nayak and Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath led hundreds of yoga enthusiasts in performing yoga asans at the Yoga Day event held at the Raj Bhavan in Lucknow. Several state ministers, bureaucrats, police officers and eminent citizens attended the event. Railway Minister Piyush Goyal took part in the Yoga Day event in Noida, leading a group of people to perform yoga asans, while Union Minister Suresh Prabhu performed yoga in Chennai.
The whole world is full of tension. there are wars in different parts of the world. I think yoga will help societies, people to live happily and in harmony. And therefore our Prime Minister decided to give this and popularize this as a movement of people.
श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने जो पूरे देश में और विश्व में उत्साह जागृत किया है योग के प्रति, और शायद ये पहला ऐसा दिवस होगा पूरे कैलेंडर में जो भारत ने पूरे विश्व को यूनाइटेड नेशंस द्वारा स्वीकृति के बाद सेलिब्रेट करने का मौका दिया। 21 जून हर वर्ष अब अंतर्राष्ट्रीय योग दिवस के रूप में मनाया जाता है।
Union Minister Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi performed yoga at an event in Ranchi along with Chief Minister Raghubar Das.
योग जो है वो धर्म, जाति, देश की दीवारों को तोड़ करके भारत का एक ऐसा हेल्थ हैम्पर है जो पूरी दुनिया को स्वस्थ करने के लिए, पूरी दुनिया में शांति के लिए एक बहुत बड़ा अस्त्र है।
Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister N. Chandrababu Naidu led the International Yoga Day event in Amravati. Former Prime Minister H.D. Devagowda performed yoga in Bengaluru. With inputs from Anu Diwan, Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Meanwhile, Rajasthan created a world record by conducting the largest yoga session to mark the International Yoga Day at Kota. Over 1 lakh people performed yoga asanas together at the session led by Yoga Guru Ramdev. Chief Minister of Rajasthan, Vasundhara Raje, several state ministers, officers and local people attended the event in presence of 2 officials from the Guinness World Records. The participants performed 15 yoga exercises in the protocol for half an hour. After the yoga session, the officials presented the Guinness World Records certificate, which said the largest yoga lesson was achieved by the government of Rajasthan, Patanjali Yogpeeth and District Administration at Kota, Rajasthan, India on 21st June 2018. And Rajya Sabha Secretariat too celebrated the 4th International Yoga Day. The event was organized by the Welfare Section of the Rajya Sabha Secretariat at GMC Bala Yogi Auditorium at the Parliament. At the event, officials and employees of the Secretariat were taught yoga asanas and their benefits by yoga experts from the Morarji Desai Yoga Institute. Additional Secretary of the Secretariat, Mukul Pandey, said that yoga can be an effective way to beat stress in our lives.
सारे हम लोग जितने भी ऑफिस में काम करते हैं या कहीं भी करते हैं, एक मानसिक तनाव के शिकारी हैं। एक टेंशन है, मेंटल टेंशन है हर एक आदमी को। और आजकल हम में से जितने यहाँ बैठे होंगे, मैं समझता हूँ कि अगर हम 70-80% देखें तो सब ब्लड प्रेशर के तो मरीज हैं ही। योगा एक ऐसा साधन है जिसको अगर हम नियमित रूप से करें तो हम इन मानसिक तनाव से मुक्त होंगे, और मानसिक तनाव से मुक्त होंगे तो ये इस तरह की जो हमारी स्ट्रेस रिलेटेड डिजीजेज हैं, इनसे भी हमको निजात मिलेगा।
And with that, time for a very short break. But before we slip into a short break, a look at International Yoga Day celebrations from across the world.
Hello and welcome to Security Scan. I am Vishal Dahiya, and this week we will discuss the issue of Space Force being announced by the United States.
The sense that many in America have at this point is that the Russians and the Chinese are catching up, and therefore if something dramatic is not done at this juncture, then perhaps it will be too late for America to think about space being at the final frontier for them.
Our daily life on terra firma on the Earth is now dependent on space like never before. And if we, India or any other country or the United States, doesn't protect its assets, then it's asking for trouble.
We have abilities, we have to build upon them and multiply them. And we have to do it very fast.
Welcome back. You are watching News Tonight. Jammu and Kashmir Governor N.N. Vohra has called an all-party meeting on Friday. The meeting will deliberate upon the situation in the wake of implementation of governor's rule in the state. Heads of all political parties have been called for the meeting, which will be held at the Raj Bhavan. This will be Vohra's first interaction with the political parties after assuming the reins of administration in the state. Jammu and Kashmir was placed under governor's rule on Wednesday, a day after the PDP-BJP government collapsed as the BJP snapped its 3-year-old alliance with the regional party. Meanwhile, in the wake of increasing encounters and counter-militancy operations in the Kashmir Valley, the National Security Guards are likely to be deployed soon in the valley. A team of NSG has been stationed in the Kashmir Valley for quite some time and is undergoing rigorous training in the outskirts of the city. The decision for their deployment in counter-terror operations was taken by the Home Ministry recently, and they will be put to use soon after their acclimatization program is over. And the government on Thursday confirmed that it is looking into the fresh revelations in the Panama paper leaks. This came after media reports highlighted the presence of close to 1.2 million fresh documents, out of which over 12,000 were related to Indians whose names were not disclosed in April 2016. The Finance Ministry confirmed that the case is being promptly looked into by the multi-agency group. It said that Panama paper leaks involving 426 persons have been already investigated by the Income Tax Department and other member agencies of the MAG. The documents detail the action of Mossack Fonseca, the legal firm at the center of the tax evasion controversy. The Panama paper leaks were originally revealed by the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists in April 2016. And pitching for more pro-farmer policies, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu on Thursday said loan waiver is not a permanent solution and in the long term it would affect the agriculture sector and hurt farmers. The Vice President also called for making agriculture viable, profitable and sustainable to improve the conditions of farmers and ensure homegrown food security. Naidu was in Pune to inaugurate a national consultation on making agriculture sustainable and profitable at Vaikunth Mehta National Institute of Cooperative Management. He also added that coordinated and focused action is required to double the farmers' income in the coming years.
Let us do some prudent thinking, apply our minds and offer solutions to improve the lot of farmers who are the backbone of our economy. It is obvious that a concerted, coordinated, focused action is required on a number of issues that impact the growth of agriculture sector and the quality of our life of the people who depend primarily on this sector.
Earlier in the day, the Vice President also inaugurated the new building of Pune Municipal Corporation in Pune. Addressing the event, he said that local bodies should always place citizens at the center of civic governance.
While reducing the interface between officials and citizens, it should be ensured that the local bodies are provided with the 3 F's: funds, functions and functionaries for effective governance. It should be noted that in the present digital age, citizens are seeking prompt and quick action on every complaint or petition submitted by them to the municipal authorities. Simply put, people want better and quality service.
And now the news from Suriname. India has agreed to extend a line of credit of $31 million to Suriname. The move comes after India and Suriname agreed to strengthen their economic relations and development partnership following talks between President Ram Nath Kovind and his counterpart Desri Delano Butarash. President Kovind announced that India will extend concessional financing of $20 million for setting up a solar project to provide clean energy to a cluster of 49 villages in Suriname. India will also extend a line of credit of $27.5 million to support a power transmission project and $3.5 million for maintenance of Chetak helicopters. India also agreed to assist Suriname to establish a center of excellence in information technology.
We are committed to sharing our expertise with Suriname for our growth and development. It is in that spirit that we are keen to assist you in developing solar energy projects. We hope these will soon glow both in day and night as shining examples of our partnership under the International Solar Alliance.
The Lok Sabha Speaker has accepted the resignation letters of 5 Lok Sabha MPs belonging to YSR Congress Party. The 5 MPs are Mekapati Rajamohan Reddy from Nellore, Y.S. Avinash Reddy from Kadapa, P.V. Midhun Reddy from Rajampet, Dr. Vara Prasad Rao V from Tirupati and Y.V. Subba Reddy from Ongole. The YSR CP MPs resigned in April this year over their demand for special status to Andhra Pradesh. And India and the US will hold the first 2+2 dialogue between their foreign and defense ministers in Washington on July 6th. External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj and Defense Minister Nirmala Sitharaman will visit the United States to hold the talks with Secretary of State Michael Pompeo and Defense Secretary Jim Mattis. 2+2 dialogue was agreed between the two sides last year during Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Washington. Both sides are expected to share perspectives on strengthening their strategic and security ties and exchange views on a range of bilateral, regional and global issues of mutual interest. And in a retaliatory action against the tariff hike by the United States, India today hiked import duty on 29 products. Import duty on chickpeas, Bengal gram and masoor dal has been increased to 70% from 30% earlier. Import duty on other lentils has been raised by 40% from 30%. Shelled almonds imported from US will now attract import duty of 120 rupees per kilograms as against 100 rupees per kg earlier. Apples will attract import duty of 75% as against 50% earlier. The decision to hike duties is in retaliation to the unilateral increase in tariff by the US on certain steel and aluminum products in March this year. And amid the ongoing trade dispute with the United States, China has warned that the impulsive tariff policies of the United States will not help in solving the trade issues between the two countries. Expressing disappointment over the US flip-flop in tariff policies, the Chinese Commerce Ministry said that both countries were seeing some progress in their trade negotiations, but the latest US tariffs announcement forced a sudden stop. China also warned the US and said that the interest of US workers and farmers will be heard ultimately by Washington's unilateralist and protectionist measures.
工人、农民的利益，损害世界经济利益，反对的声音将进一步扩大。希望美方正视各界的呼声，回到正确的轨道上来。
On to sports news now, Australia secured a valuable Group C draw with Denmark in Samara Arena to keep their hopes alive of progressing to the knockout stage of the FIFA World Cup. Both Australia and Denmark scored a goal each. Denmark's Christian Eriksen scored the opener in the 7th minute to give his side a 1-0 lead over Socceroos. Australia levelled the score just before half-time after Matt Leckie's header came off the hand of Denmark's Yusuf Poulsen. The referee awarded a penalty after consultation with VAR, which Mile Jadniak converted into a goal to level the score. Both sides were unable to find a winner as the Socceroos claimed to deserved point to keep their last 16 hopes alive, while Denmark temporarily go top of Group C on 4 points after the draw. And that's all we have for you in this edition of News Tonight. For more news and updates, keep watching Rajya Sabha television.